Hi, welcome to Twitter for Restaurants quick video series. I am your host, Laura Dixon. Today's lesson, we're going to learn how to upload our avatar, our Twitter picture, and we're going to customize our background of our Twitter page. So if you want to log into your Twitter account, we can get started. Once you're there, you're going to click on the settings link up here in the upper right corner. And that's going to take us to our main settings page here with these tabs. Let's go ahead and upload our avatar. Click on the Picture tab, and here we can upload a file that we already have. They're very generous with the size, 700 kilobytes. It does need to be a JPEG, GIF, or PNG file, and ideally you already have that stored somewhere on your computer. And also ideally, this file is square. It's perfectly square. It's not a rectangle, not a long rectangle, not horizontal, not vertical. Otherwise, if it is, Twitter is going to it's going to crop it and make a square out of it, whether you like it or not. So go ahead and make sure that it is square. Have your graphic designer or web designer or someone make an attractive square avatar for you that looks good in a small format. If you have a long restaurant name for your logo or some sort of horizontal logo, find a way to crop that out so it identifies you, yet it does not look bad or scrunched up in a very small format. So go ahead and click Browse, look for your logo. I already have one here for Sushi Sam's. At one point we were Sushi Grill, but we are now Sushi Sam's. So I've chosen that file, and I'm just going to click Save. And there it is. Hey, thanks, that's a nice picture. Here's our logo. That's how we'll be known as far as a picture on Twitter. We have saved this, so we're going to go ahead and click. Actually, I'm going to press save one more time just to make sure. It's saved. Alright, we're done with our uploading our avatar. Let's go over to the design section where we're going to add our background. And again, ideally you already want to have a background created for you by your designer, your web designer, graphic designer, whoever. You want to make it kind of a large background. Twitter already has some defaults here set up, and you can see the orientation. It's longer than it is tall. So you can settle for one of those, but what we really want to do here is brand your Twitter page. We want to make it look like your website, your menu, something like that. You can always use a picture and repeat it in the background, tile it in the background. But I don't recommend that because sometimes it can just get really busy in the background unless it's a really, really good picture. So it can get very busy. But go ahead and look for your prepared JPEG, PNG, or GIF file. And again, they're a bit generous with the 800 kilobytes here. I'm going to click Browse and go searching for that on my computer. I already have one that's created, of course. Twitter background, and there it is. Notice how it's about the same orientation as the pre-made defaults here. This one ideally is going to look like my faux restaurant, Sushi Sam's. We've got our logo up here, big juicy picture of some sushi, and just some soothing eye graphics. And we want to make this as large as you can get it inside of that 800 kilobyte. I have plenty of space here, so it's no big deal. I want to be able to make my graphic spread all the way across the page for folks who have really large screens. I've selected it. I'm going to save my changes. And there it is. It has been saved. Take a little jaunt over here to the corner. Upper left corner is that's where all the action is. That's where all the action is. You got about 2 inches over here on the left. And if I squish down my screen, notice how the Twitter feed just kind of stays in the middle there. So generally, some folks can go all the way over here if they have they're using Jumbotron, as I like to call it. But as you'll see in this background, I've got some just vital information. There's no linking allowed on Twitter for the background. It's just a graphic, at least at this time. So here we've got the name of our restaurant, Sushi Sam's. I've got the logo up here again. Here's where we're located, 6th and Main, downtown Philly. And then we have the phone number. You might also want to add, if you're on Facebook or Twitter, if the text in those names is fairly short and you can squeeze it in over here, that would also be ideal. And I've got some other little fun stuff up here. More sushi. The rest is just background. The meat and potatoes is the Twitter feed itself. And over here on the right, that's where you're going to have your link to your website anyway, and that's ideally where you want people to go. So this is done for the background and the avatar. You are now branded. We do have another step we're going to do. We're going to change the color of our links, and we're going to change the color of the sidebar over here, and also the background, which will not change the photo in the background, but while it's loading, it's better to have something that's relative to this background rather than just a light blue color. And it'll also cover up some space should folks have extremely large screens if they're watching it on their TV or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and click this Change Design Colors tab right here. Go ahead and click that. And here you're going to see the 5 major areas where you have control changing your colors here. You can click on the Background tab, find something that's similar to your background. Let's choose that. That looks about similar. And here it's going to produce a little code. You don't need to know what that code is. It's just geek speak. It's the web color of that color orange. That's what it means to the web. We're going to press Done. And we're not going to see any changes in the background immediately. Next area here is text. This is kind of a dark gray, and I'm actually going to keep that here. It's ideal, it's easy on the eyes, and it's going to stick out in the white Twitter feed. The Twitter feed area will always be white. So what you have to play with is the links, and you could also change the text color, but we're going to leave it. Let's click on our Links tab here and get rid of the blue. I'd like to have something that's a little closer to the darker red that I have going on up at the top. And I'm just going to guesstimate it. Let's make it a little bit darker. And it's going to stick out over here in the right bar, and it's also, of course, going to stick out over here in the white. Now notice how this link changed colors when I did that. I could move this over here, and it changed colors there. So you can see that the links are going to change colors. That's good enough for me. I'm going to click Done. Next is the sidebar. I don't want this light blue color, but I think I am going to try and stick with the orange color. So I'm going to go back down here and maybe make it a tad bit darker so it sticks out a little bit. Not that dark. You can play with the colors to see what works for you, and if you'll notice, it instantly changes over here. I'm going to press Done. And we're done. Actually, you know what? I don't like that color. It's too dark. Or not orange enough. There we go. I'm going to keep it like that. And one other area here, you can barely see it now because it's light blue, but there is a border right here. It's just a straight line. I'm going to make that my nice big juicy red here. It's about the same color, no big deal. But it does define the difference between these two areas. Just a little graphic element. That's it. Now we've completely customized our page. It looks like no one else's. It looks like Sushi Sam's. And that's what we want. We want to brand our page, to look like our website, look like our menus. We're branded, and we're done. Go ahead and press Save Changes. And you're good to go. Profile customization has been saved. That's all for this lesson. And we'll see you at the next lesson. All right, bye-bye.